Hey everyone, Lone Wolf Jet here. Let me double check something here. No. Okay, I'm trying to double check to see if I can, because apparently I am not be able to hear in-game audio. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue with Lostbelt 4. Sorry. Alright, so we got a no battle scenario here, which will give us, I don't know what that is, but that's St. Quartz. Could always use those. So here, this is going to be the last one, so I don't know how long it's going to be. Either way, this is going to be the only video that's going to be like this, so here we go. Ba-da-fo-fo-fo. I'm glad we found a good campsite, but let me just make sure I have these yugas straight, Asha. In this world, the first yuga lasts for 4 days, the second lasts for 3, the third lasts for 2, and the final one, Kali Yuga, comes on the final day. Do I have that right? Uh-huh. Oh, but they do say each yuga used to be way longer a long time ago. Once upon a time I heard there used to be things called years and months during each yuga. Sorry. Though I don't know what they are. Maybe that's why my father always says it's a lot harder to keep track of things like anniversaries now. I wonder if he remembers that my 4,000th day of being alive is coming out soon. Then, when Kali Yuga is over, you said a god will then pass judgment, killing everyone and bringing them back to life, right? Hold on. Sorry about that, folks. My throat's kind of weird. An actual god, I guess it's certainly not impossible. Especially given what we saw in Scandinavia, but still. So this judgment is just a normal part of life here? Uh-huh. As long as you pray, everything stays the same. Just like how the sun rises when it's morning. It would seem our shared perceptions of morality and normality are fundamentally misaligned. This could be quite difficult. After all, it only makes sense that someone who would perceive such abnormalities would be to be entirely mundane could find them unremarkable. We'll just have to take each difference one at a time. Let's start with something simple. In this case, I think it's got to be defining exactly what a yuga is. Yugas might be a pretty well-known concept, but it's still important to make sure we're all on the same page. Plus, talking about it might help us figure out what the difference are between our concept and Asha's concept. So, first off, does everyone here know what yugas are in our world? I don't, so I was hoping you could fill me in. Yugas are a Hindu concept that says the world is always cycling between 4 distinct periods. In order, those periods are called Krita, or Satya, Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. When the Kali Yuga draws near, law, order, and morality cease to exist, and the world starts to fill up with evil instead. Then, when the Kali Yuga ends, the gods are said to destroy the world, remake it, and let a new Krita Yuga begin all over again. Thank you, Captain. Not at all. I deserved something which I was familiar, so I thought I'd chime in. That's all I had to say. Captain, now see if your tune is what I think it is. Some ties to India. Oh, I already know who it is. Got spoiled. It's Nemo. So you guys do know what yugas are. Well, that's a surprise. Oh, I get it. You were just teasing me, weren't you? You're so silly. This truly is difficult. There are some concepts we share, and some we don't. And both kinds are mixed together in the same word. At least it seems that we're mostly on the same page when it comes to our enemy. I also knew that devils called Kali appeared during the Kali Yuga to plunge the world into chaos. Sure, according to Asha here, today's only supposed to be the third one, Dvapara Yuga. Oh, the Kali are always around. There's more of them depending on the Yuga. You almost never see one during the Kirta Yuga, and there's so many during Kali Yuga, it's shocking. If a Kali kills you, you won't be able to receive the God's blessing anymore. That's why I want to pray so hard. It's not getting killed they're worried about, but what comes afterwards. Does she mean that in a religious sense? What are the reasons for it? It sounds like there will be even more Kali attacking that town tomorrow. What would you have us do, Master? Can't just stand by and do nothing. I agree. Kali values human life above all else. Even if that notion flies in the face of how this Lostbelt works. Exactly. Sometimes there are things that you just have to do, regardless of whether people hate you or even cast stones at you for it. And in my case, those things come so naturally to me that it's hardly even a choice. My body just ends up moving on its own. I think that's what happened back when I let my age to Sagriva long ago. That man I failed to save earlier, his giant scream was not one of a man who had made peace with his fate. This system seems evil to me. I say no longer be able to save that man's life, but can I... Wait, hold on. I may no longer be able to save that man's life, but I can at least make sure that tragedy never happens again. Then, we are decided. We fight. This Lostbelt may not be familiar to us. Yet for some reason, this land of India feels familiar to me. Perhaps some of me originates here as well as China. I can't say why, but I will not hesitate to protect these innocent people. Now we know what is happening. Tomorrow I will work even harder than ever. Do not worry, Master and Mash. Nessa. We have only just begun our investigation of this Lostbelt's Tree of Emptiness, to say nothing of this God's Sky Boulder object. Given that these townspeople could help shed some light on these things, I would certainly hate to lose any of them. It would be dangerous to help them, but I won't stop you from doing so. The townspeople call those white creatures sacred beasts, and say they're God's agents. But there weren't nearly enough of them to handle all of the Kali, and that's before they went and tried to attack us too. We can't count on them. If we're going to be fighting even more Kali tomorrow, I'd like to find another fighter or two to shore up our ranks while we have the chance. And given what happened earlier, I don't think we can expect the townspeople to help us out. What is it, Asha? Is something the matter? No, nothing's wrong. See, back in town, I actually peeked out the window and saw you guys fighting. Oh, I was also praying to our God the whole time, so I think I should be totally fine. You are amazing. I've seen people go hunting before, and you guys didn't move anything like that. It was like you weren't even human. Now it's like talking to other people far away after I followed you and got surprised all over again. So, I was just wondering, are you guys maybe gods, but not the god? Gods who aren't the God. Gods who aren't the God? That's an interesting way of putting it. Well, there's only one God, and you're obviously not him, right? That's all I meant. I hope I didn't say anything weird. Only one God? But India's pantheon is known for being one of the largest in all of mythology. I guess I did say something weird. I'm sorry. Lately, there have been rumors going around people who seem like gods but aren't the gods. So I just thought, as a matter of fact, Karna here is practically a god. That is not true, Master. I am merely the son of Surya, god of the sun. I am certainly no god myself. I knew it! I've never heard of any god by that name before, but that's still amazing. I'm shocked. If Asha thought we were the beings she's heard rumors about, that would of course mean people are talking about other beings like us. It sure does, and whoever it is, they're most likely to be a servant. I knew there had to be at least one in this Lostbelt. They say one of them came to beat you not too long ago. I think they're staying on a mountain near here. Are they a friend of yours? They came to your town? Uh-huh. I was during the last Kirta Yuga, though I didn't get to meet them myself. But they only took a little look around before they went to the mountain. Are you sure they were not just a passing traveler? I guess they could have been, but I heard they dressed up really funny. And they even said they were a god. It could be a divine spirit. And if they were alone, they could also be a rogue servant. I'm sure they would be a powerful addition to our forces. If we could convince them to help us. Indeed, there's still a lot we don't know about this world's yugas. Okay. Who was in this Lostbelt? Lakshmi Bai, which I already got. I didn't get Jinako. Gaju is the king of this one, I believe, and Ashvadaman. So I'm guessing our assistance will probably come from Lakshmi Bai. I don't know, but we can focus on them once we have dealt with this immediate threat. Now that we've eaten our fill of those delicious bananas, I say we try and look for this being next. I'm sorry, I wish I could show you the way, but I need to get home before I get in trouble. That's okay. If you can just tell us where to look, I'm sure we can find this place ourselves. I'm actually more worried about you, Asha. I know your town isn't too far from here, but I still don't like the idea of making you walk home by yourself. I'll be fine. Kali only just showed up, and I can always count on Vihan too. Oh, right. I can bring him with me, because he got injured. But it's okay. I can be home in no time as long as I run all the way there. Master. Would you mind quietly making sure she gets back safe? Very well. You have my word that no harm will come to her. Okay then. See you later, Miss God. Just Miss is fine. See you later. Bye. I was so surprised when she came all the way after us just to say thanks. Especially given how the adults were reacted to us. She was so sweet, and we learned a lot of useful things from her. Definitely. That said, Mosh, I'm sure you're all aware of this, but yes, I know. Once we destroy this Lostbelt, she and Ajay are going to disappear, just like the people we met in the other ones. From a purely pragmatic perspective, maintaining good relations with the locals will facilitate our information gathering efforts. I suppose the only advice I can give is to not think about it too much. Holmes is right. Let's just be ourselves and not worry about it for now. Okay, Master. I did instruct Master. I shall walk straight back to town, and is now safe and sound in her home. Thanks, Karna. I kept an eye for Kylie on the way back, on the way there and back, but didn't see a single one. However, I can't say for certain whether that is because they had just attacked, as Asha said, or if it was merely a coincidence. Unfortunately, there is still a great deal we do not know about these beings. Well, it won't be long before we face them again, and that gives us all the more reason to bolster our forces. So let's be off to this mountain where the god lives. I wonder what sort of god they are. It would certainly be nice if it turns out to be one we know, just to save time. Of course, I'm hoping that it will be Sita. She's the avatar of Lakshmi. It's Lakshmi Bai. It's got to be Lakshmi Bai. She's the avatar of Lakshmi, so she could easily have ended up being treated as a god in her own right. I hope you'll be reunited with her as well, but there's no guarantee this servant will even be an Indian god. They are just as likely to turn out to be a god from the West, or some other region altogether. The odds of our encountering a familiar face are really quite slim. Just trying to get our hopes up too high. Okay, we're going back to, first of all, the rewards. Got the Saint Quartz and 3 arrowheads of malice. All right. Next part starts, and we're gonna have a. Looks like crap. Immediately before the part begins, and it looks like riders and something else. Which probably means I'm gonna be using assassins, unless it's riders and casters, which I'll be using riders. Or no, I'm not gonna use double Scotty and. I'm not going to use double Scotty and what's his face, because if it's riders, Scotty will be wiped out. Anyway, that will be all for the next one. That will be on the next video. Until next time, this is Lojan saying thank you all for watching. Take care of yourselves.